Hello everybody. Decided to do a video today on kind of an introduction to CCW. I see a lot of questions on the forums about different things, holsters and that. I thought I would go ahead and give you some thoughts today. We've got a layout of some of the different holsters I've used and tried over the last couple of years that I've had my license, and give you a little bit of thoughts on each one of them and let you decide for yourself what works best for you. The most common question obviously is, what's the best holster? Well, there's a lot of factors in that, but the simplest answer is the best holster is the holster that works for you. So I'll go over a few of these and kind of give you some ideas on how they work. We'll start off with this holster right here. This is an Uncle Mike's holster. It's called the Sidekick. It comes in a number of different sizes. The advantage to this holster is that it can be right or left hand holstered. It can be inside the waistband, outside the waistband, just by moving the clips. It does have a thumb brake that can be left in there or removed, and it can also be adjusted for various size guns. Another thing with it does have a kind of a built-in mag holder. The built-in mag holder is okay if you're wearing this outside the waistband, where you're just clipping it on your belt and putting a shirt over the top of it. But when you're wearing it inside the waistband, it's not super practical, because it's very difficult to get to the magazine and pull it out if you needed to. One of the reasons I bought this was because it does have a strong back in it that keeps the holster open to some extent. However, what I found wearing it inside the waistband, you'll see how it still will kind of close up. Well, yeah, it'll leave you a little bit of an opening to get the muzzle of your gun in, but it still tends to close it up. So it's still, generally speaking, in my experience, it always took two hands to reholster the gun, which in a CCW application is not necessarily desirable. I didn't use this holster for a long time, so perhaps you know, with some wear and tear over a period of time and stretching the nylon out and stuff, it might become a little more practical for you. But it was inexpensive. I didn't know exactly what to get, so this, like I say, this was the first one that I tried. Another disadvantage I found with this gun is once the gun's in there, it's in there tight, and it takes a little bit of effort to draw it out. So that was my first attempt at it. Also, one of my first attempts was at pocket carrying, and this is a pocket holster. The idea with a pocket holster is it slips in your pocket, and you'll notice that most all pocket holsters have this little tab on the outside of them. And what that's for is as this holster is in your pocket, that tab will catch the inside of your pocket, so as you draw the weapon out, the holster doesn't come out in it. This is a little 25 auto. Realistically, it's not a real practical gun for CCW, but in the circumstance where you just can't get away with anything else or something, it works as far as the caliber is concerned. Like I say, seldom ever carry this gun. There's a lot better options out there, under LCP, a lot of Kel-Tecs, such like that. But the idea is on the holster. And what you want is you want a decent leather holster. Like I say, this is the only one I've ever gotten, so I don't know how a number of the other ones are built. Perhaps they have a little strong back in them, or a little extra piece of leather to help hold them open a little bit. I don't know. Another one that I've seen that is designed for pocket carry is really designed for back pocket carry. It's a flat piece of square leather with the holster built on the back side of it, and then when you slip it in your pocket, the gun side of the holster will actually go up against your cheeks, and the flat square side goes toward the back. It gives it the appearance of a wallet in your back pocket. I decided that the nylon Uncle Mike's holster, just while it was comfortable, it wasn't real comfortable, and the other problem with it was, and you can see it with this Beretta sticking out, that the whole upper portion of the gun is exposed. There's really nothing that acts as a barrier between your skin and the back end of the gun. So I didn't really like that, and typically I was carrying 1911s, so the trigger was in this extended position and it was digging into your side and stuff. That was one of the reasons that I really didn't like it. My next move, this is a Compact C holster. It was recommended to me by a police officer friend of mine. Now, one of the differences with this holster, I've added a piece of leather in here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this 1911 out. It's a Compact 1911. This holster can be purchased in a compact size or full size, either way, and for a variety of different guns. But one of the things I ended up adding was this piece of leather, because while it did have some protection where it came up with the Kydex to protect your side, it still wasn't enough. The hammer of the 1911 was up above it. So what I ended up doing was kind of making my own modification with a couple pieces of thin leather and carrying that protection on up a little higher to prevent the hammer from digging into my side. Now, one of the advantages with this is it's tuckable. It's designed as an in the waistband holster. The belt goes through the clips. Of course, with the clips you have various amounts of cant that you can add to it. And you're able to tuck your shirt into the side of it, so that once you've got it in your pants. But it was my first tuckable holster. It's not a bad holster. Compact makes some good stuff. Again, this was more comfortable than the Uncle Mike's holster, but it wasn't as comfortable as I thought I could get. So I looked around some more. What I came up with after doing some more research was this is a Colster holster. This one has been fairly modified from the way it arrives from Colster. The way it arrives is it's a large circle of leather, and you can see with all the holes, even that I've cut in past some of the holes, there's infinite amounts of adjustment to it. But it's a leather plate with a Kydex holder riveted onto it, and you can see that this one's kind of become pretty well formed to how I wear it. This one is the full moon version. They also make a can't remember exactly what he calls them, half moon, and then like a baby moon, and the baby moon was for your smaller pistols like your LCP or LCR. This is a commander size. You can see that it just fits just past, and obviously I occasionally carry a full size, so you can see that the staining on the leather from that. But you can see that it molds right around to it, so that none of the sharp edges on the pistol are really digging into you. And that's the holster that I generally go with. I've got 3 of them now for various different guns, and they've worked well for me. Crossbreed Super Tuck is very similar to this. His adjustments on his are up and down versus following the contour of the circle. And most of them come with the combat cut in them, whereas with the Colster you have to make your own cuts. Other than that, I really enjoy the Colster holster, and so far I'm going to stick with it. Some of the other things that you might think about, you know, people are concerned with getting their CCW because they don't want to have to change the way they dress and things. And what I found with my dresses, I really didn't change my style of dress. In the summer I pretty much wear shorts and t-shirts all the time. In the winter, blue jeans and pullover hoodie or something to that effect. And I really didn't change how I dressed at all. The one thing that I did find that I changed was I upsized everything. Normally I wear an extra large shirt, and I went to a 2X. I wear 38 waist pants, and I took them up to a 40, just to accommodate the in the waistband guns with some comfort and just not feeling like I was being cut in two by my clothing. Beyond that, the best thing I can tell you to do is once you've taken your class and you've filled out and mailed in your paperwork, there's usually some kind of waiting period. Here where I'm from, it's a minimum of 45 days, but up to 90 days. So use those days to your advantage. You know, go ahead and get yourself the holster that you think you might like, or at least want to try. Get your pistol that you're sure you're going to carry. Take that pistol out to the range, put some rounds down, make sure that thing's going to be reliable for you. You know, 300, 400, 500 rounds of ammunition through that pistol to make sure that you're not going to have any misfeeds or any kind of malfunctions that are going to cause you problems later on. Get you the holster that you think you might like, and ask your friends what they're using. Like I say, I'm not going to particularly say any of these are the best for you because they may not be. But get that holster, get your gun, and wear that around your house. I think it's pretty much legal everywhere in the United States for you to wear a gun inside your own home. Some places it's legal to carry it outside on your own property. But do that. Carry that gun inside your home. See how you're going to need to adjust your clothing. That way it gets you a feel for what's going on and gives you a good idea. Check out the concealed carry forums that are available. There's defensive carry and several others. Most states have their own state concealed carry forum. Find out how those people are carrying and how interactions with law enforcement have gone. And you know, there's a variety of information from people with experience carrying that you can get some of that information from. So now you know. Alright, I hope this helped you out a little bit. And y'all have a good day. We'll talk to you later.